Yes, you might have guessed. It is Christmas time. Do you like my my intro tune? Maxine says, I love the hat. It kind of sounds funny in my earphones though, because it's kind of blocking the headphones. Okay, that's enough of that for now. Hi everybody, welcome to Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel. I might just take this hat off and maybe put it back on later, because I couldn't really hear myself properly with the hat on, and my hair's all sticking up now. Merry Christmas, Steve, and all Elvis fans. Heady Eye 45 says, great, Steve. Do you believe in Santa Claus, Steve? Of course I do, Ed. If you believe, you will receive. It's as simple as that. So let's have a look what we've got coming up. We've got This Day in Elvis History, Elvis Photo and Song of the Week. We've got the poll results for Kid Creole? Kid Creole? Kid Creole? What am I saying? It's not even Kid Creole. It's Kid Galahad. Huh. Come on. Wake up, Steve. Wake up. More coffee. And by the way, for anybody that has donated by buying me coffee, thank you very, very much. It's much appreciated. Oh, before we go any further, I wanted to say Christine, or as we know her, Chris, our art student, is not very well at the moment. She thinks she might be coming down with the dreaded lurgy. But she wanted me to pass on her good regards to everybody and wish you all a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. So, Chris, hope you're feeling better soon. So I just wanted to pass that on. Right. So, as I say, we've got This Day in Elvis History, Elvis Photo and Song of the Week, poll results. The winner of December's Fan of the Month quiz, and the prize as well, which Dave is donating. Arkansas Dave is kindly donating. Thanks. Steve has grey up there without the hat. I certainly do. I do have grey, yes. I'm older than you think. Earl says praying for recovery. Sue says Merry Christmas. Hi, Sue. Merry Christmas. Well, in the Galahad. I know. I don't know where I got Kid Creole from. Actually, Kid Creole is a group, or used to be a group, I think. But anyway, it's Kid Galahad, and it's Elvis's 10th movie. So, yeah, stick with me. There'll be plenty coming up, and a little announcement near the end of the show as well, just to let you know what's going on over the Christmas period for this channel. Right, Elvis's 10th movie. It was a remake of the 1937 original version starring Edward G. Robinson, Betty Davis and Humphrey Bogart, and directed by Michael Curtiz. Now, we know Michael Curtiz because he directed Elvis in the 1958 film King Creole. Right, the rundown would be Elvis as Walter Gulick, Gig Young as Willie Grogan, Lola Albright as Dolly Fletcher, Joan Blackman as Rose Grogan, Charles Bronson as Lou Nyack, Edward Asner as Frank Gerson. He was uncredited. And also a couple of the boys that worked for Elvis also, Red West, Sonny West, and Joe Esposito all had uncredited bit parts in Kid Galahad. And it's always fun to watch Elvis's movies and see if you can spot some of the guys like Red and Alan Fortaz and people like that. There's a few of them in Roustabout as well, which is coming up in a few weeks' time. So Willie Grogan is a small-time boxing promoter based in the Catskills region of Cream Valley, New York. He owns Grogan Gaelic Garden Inn. He is a contemptible man and is in debt and pays little attention to the woman who loves him, Dolly, a chain-smoking, love-starved woman residing at the camp. Into their midst comes Walter Gulick, Elvis, a young man recently discharged from the army who loves the peaceful setting almost as much as he loves working on old cars. Now, they kind of used Elvis recently being demobbed from the army for quite a few films, and this was one of them. I'm sure Elvis was getting a little bit tired of wearing the uniform, but he was only in it for the opening few scenes when he sings King of the Whole Wide World at the back of the truck and so forth. Walter's simple goal is to go into business as a mechanic at a nearby garage. Willie's younger sister, Rose, that is obviously Joan Blackman, shows up unexpectedly. She and Walter immediately hit it off. I'm sure they immediately hit it off on screen and off screen. Don't forget, Joan was in Blue Hawaii as well. The obsessively protective Willie doesn't want his kid sister falling for some grease monkey, Elvis, and a 2-bit boxer. One day, Walter, in need of work, accepts an offer of $5 to be a sparring partner and decks one of Willie's top fighters. Willie is persuaded to let Galahad, so they name him Galahad, take a shot in a legitimate ring. Both men are reluctant, but each has a need for the money. Walter begins working out under the watchful eye of Willie's top trainer, Lou. After several successes in the ring, Walter is ready for his biggest fight. Gangsters want him to take a dive so that Willie can pay off his debts to them. But Galahad throws his muscle behind Willie and emerges victorious. He wins the big fight against Ramon Sugarboy Romero, as well as Willie's approval, retiring undefeated to his vintage car and his new love, Joan Blackman, Rose. For this role, Elvis was taught boxing by former light welterweight world champion Mushy Callahan, who appeared in the film as referee. Callahan actually had a 3-decade career as a professional boxer referee after retiring from the ring as a fighter. According to Callahan, in December 1962, Associated Press news story, in all close-up scenes, when Elvis is being struck in the face by punches, it is Callahan who was throwing them. He taught Elvis how to move his head backwards as the punches were being delivered so that each blow either missed him or barely touched him. The story further said that Callahan considered Elvis to be an excellent athlete. Well, we know that from photographs of the time, we can see that Elvis was in great shape during the filming of Kid Galahad. Shooting began in early November 1961 at Hidden Lodge, Idlewild, California, before a storm forced a move to Hollywood. 6 songs were recorded for the movie, taking place 10 months prior to release on October 26th and 27th, 1961, at Radio Recorders Studios in Hollywood. And the soundtrack was issued as an extended play record, EP, in August 1962 to coincide with the movie's premiere. The EP was certified gold by the RIAA of America on March 27, 1992 for sales of 250,000 copies. The feature song from the album King of the Whole Wide World received top 40 radio airplay and reached number 30 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart. The extended play record was the number 1 EP in the UK for 17 weeks. So just like the previous EP, it was a great success. It really was a great success. Muhammad Ali loved Elvis, by the way. Yes, he certainly did. Hi, Dan. How are you? Good to see you again, Dan. Reception. This is interesting. Oh, here we go again. Good old Bosley Crowther. Will we get Bosley up again? We're getting very familiar with Bosley, aren't we? And his thoughts on Elvis, his movie career. Bosley Crowther of the New York Times suggested that Elvis was miscast as the boxer, writing that he was certainly no model for a statue of Hercules, and his skill at projecting an illusion of ferocity is of very low degree. No, I wouldn't agree with that, Bosley. Nevertheless, he found the film to be moderately genial entertainment. It's not explosive, but it has the cheerful top of a lightly romantic contrivance that ranges between comedy and spoof. For this, we can thank the other actors who played their roles ardently, and Phil Carson, who has directed at a brisk and deceptive pace. I think we'll get rid of Bosley, will we? I think we'd rather look at Elvis, I think. The film opened at number 8 at the box office when released in the United States in August 1962. Variety ranked it number 37 on the list of top grossing films of 1962. So overall, we can say that Kid Galahad was a resounding success. And what I asked you was, out of the songs that were recorded for the soundtrack, for this film, movie, whatever you want to call it, King of the Whole Wide World, This Is Living, Riding the Rainbow, Home Is Where the Heart Is, and I Got Lucky, which was your favourite? There was one other one as well, a whistling tune, which was supposed to be, which was held over from the previous movie, Follow That Dream. So let's look at some of your comments first of all, and then I will show you the outcome of the poll. Vilma says, my head feels like it's stuck in a fishbowl, and then she's put flu. Sorry to hear that, Vilma. I hope you get well soon. But I couldn't stay without voting. I voted for I Got Lucky. I love the Elvis twist. He's so cool and elegant. A close second is a whistling tune. There's a mention for whistling tune. All great songs, though. I'll catch up on shows and videos soon. Merry Christmas to all. And I'm sure I can vouch for everybody and say that we hope you're feeling better soon, Vilma. Jonathan Ortega says they're all good song choices, but I love a whistling tune. Oh, there you go. There's another one for a whistling tune. Kathy Chalmers says, don't even need to think. Home Is Where the Heart Is, 100%. Danielle Carvalho says, I Got Lucky is such a sweet, fun-loving song, and let's not forget the shaking hips is always a plus. Yeah, I mean, there's a great sequence in the movie, isn't there, where it's the picnic, and he asks Joan to get up and dance with him, and they both do that. I must admit, quite a sexy dance, both of them. And also, if you'll notice as well, sharp-eyed viewers will notice that Joan has a malfunction, a wardrobe malfunction. The strap on her dress falls off a few times, but she just pulls it back up and carries on. So that's something to look out for as well, just a little bit of trivia. Then we've got Michael Johnson says, because the man who can sing when he hasn't got a thing, he's the king of the whole wide world. So he's singing a little song to us, and I suppose he's voted for king of the whole wide world. Bip Sharma, hi Bip, good to see you here. I chose I Got Lucky because it sang in the coolest way. He sounds cool, he dances cool, and Joan looks cool. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Bip. Yeah, there's an awful lot of sort of eye-to-eye contact, and Joan actually cracks up laughing a few times. I always get a kick watching that video of the two of them performing that song. I think it's great. And there's just that repartee between them, which is just fantastic. Jill Brett, hi Jill, says, well, all of the above, obviously, but I am tying I Got Lucky with Home Is Where the Heart Is because I adore them both the same. Okay. Gail Nixon, Steve, I picked Home Is Where the Heart Is because it is such a lovely song, but I also gave a shout out to I Got Lucky because I'm sure was doing a sexy twist to that fun tune. Yeah, he's doing that great dance, isn't he? All of the songs were great, and it was just a fun movie. It certainly was. One of my favourites. Merry Christmas, and let's hope New Year is better for us all. And I agree with you 100% there, Gail. Dolores Petrie says, I picked I Got Lucky. It was a fun song, and to get to see Elvis dance as well. Megan Nonke says, my pick is King of the Whole Wide World, a song which Elvis could relate to. Mark Hutchins says, I chose I Got Lucky. I like the song, and it reminds me of that fantastic cover of the 1971 album, I Got Lucky. And finally, Michael Gillen. I won't get into a long story, but I met Mushy Callahan, who helped Elvis for the role. We met in the boxing gym in Philadelphia sometime in the early 1970s. It's interesting. Maybe 1973, 74, Michael thinks. Anyway, I asked him about Elvis, and he was very proud to have worked with Elvis, and he told me Elvis was so easy to train and a very, very nice man. I was only 12 or 13 years old at the time. We talked for over an hour. Well, that's great, Michael, to have that meeting with Mushy, and for what he said about Elvis, and I can definitely identify with that. I'm sure he was a very, very nice man. So let's have a look at the poll. There was a lot of mentions there for I Got Lucky. A lot of mentions for Whistling Tune. Not many for This Is Living or Riding the Rainbow. Quite a few for Home Is Where the Heart Is. And here we go. This is how it shook down. Nearly half of the votes, I Got Lucky, 47%, followed by King of the Whole Wide World, 30%. No real surprise there. That's a great tune. Then Home Is Where the Heart Is, 17%. This Is Living, 3%, and Riding the Rainbow, very, very close together there. So, and I will tell you what my favorite one was later, and it will be Song of the Week. Was it I Got Lucky? Did I go with the majority? Right. What do we want to do? Coming up is, if anybody wants to speak about Kid Galahad, they can, by all means. Hi, Maxine.
Hey, Steve.
How's things?
Yeah, they're good. I had my Pfizer jab yesterday.
Oh, right. Yeah, my daughter's had their booster today, so I'm triple jabbed anyway, so I should be okay.
Good.
Hopefully, anyway. So, Kid Galahad, we get to see Elvis just in shorts an awful lot, don't we?
Oh, we do, yes.
Does that make it a good movie?
It does. I think it's good to see him in other outfits too, in movies, rather than shorts.
Yeah, and of course he was starring with Joan Blackman again, and there was that definite on-screen chemistry with Joan in Blue Hawaii.
Oh, definitely, clearly.
And that carried over into Kid Galahad.
Definitely.
Especially the I Got Lucky scene. She can barely keep herself from laughing at times. It's really great.
It is good.
So, would you say it's one of your favorite movies?
It is definitely a huge favorite of mine. It's funny, it's romantic, it's got a funny side to it, but also cheeky and serious side too.
Some of the fighting scenes were very good, I think.
They were.
Bosley didn't think so, but we don't care what Bosley thinks. I think actually they were very realistic. And Elvis was bloodied up at one point, wasn't he? And he got quite a whack in.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and beautiful scenery as well. It's just unfortunate they had to cut it short because of a storm, and they had to go back and sort of film the rest of it on a studio backlot, unfortunately.
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. It's always one of those places where if I win the lottery or something like that, I would love to go and visit Idlewild, and maybe if that I think the camp still exists, Hidden Lodge or whatever it was called. I'd love to go there.
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Maybe you can pop there when you go over to Graceland next year. You can also pop over to Idlewild.
I'll try my best.
Okay, no problem.
All right, Steve.
Okay,
cheers,
thanks
mate.
for calling in.
Have a great Christmas.
Yeah, you have a great Christmas as well.
I will do.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah, right. So, where was I? I was saying that coming up is my Song of the Week. Also, the winner of the Fan of the Month quiz for December. Arkansas Dave is supplying a very, very nice Elvis book, and quite a rare one as well. It's not one you'll see every day. Does Joan look better in Blue Hawaii or Kid Galahad? That's a tough one. Because I think Joan looks great, full stop. You know, it's very, very hard. Although some people are saying Blue Hawaii. Is that Karen? Karen Tranter, how are you doing? That's great to see you. It really is. It's really great to see you on the comments. We've been thinking about you for the last couple of weeks, and I'm just so glad to see your name on the comments. Right, what we do this day in Elvis history, which is with photos. This day in Elvis history, 22nd of December, 1954, Elvis and the Blue Moon Boys played Shreveport, Louisiana Lake Cliff Club. 1956, Elvis Presley's single, I Don't Care If the Sun Don't Shine, the B-side for Blue Moon, hit number 23 in the UK. 1956, Billboard magazine reported that Elvis had the most charting records this year with 17. So, you can just see there how he exploded onto the scene in 1956. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with you, Dave. Welcome back, Karen. I hear Steve just a bit slow. We all take it easy and just take your time, Karen. It'll probably be a slow process, but it's great to see you back. 1960, Wild in the Country production. And we've got, what have we got there? We've got Elvis and Tuesday Weld going in for a clinch. 1961, Elvis traveled to Las Vegas. He stayed at the Sahara through the holidays, probably because his father was still residing there with his new wife, Dee, and her 3 sons. Vernon had just bought a new home on Hermitage Drive, just around the corner from Graceland, although it wasn't as close as Dolan. So Dolan was a few years later. There was a spare plot there. Elvis bought the plot and built the house, so he was literally then butting up against the fence of Graceland. In fact, there was a gate that he could go through his back garden, and he could just walk up to the office. Right, 1962, Priscilla's first visit to Memphis continues with seeing the places where Elvis grew up, including attending movies at the Memphian and dining out at Chenell's Drive-In. And there's a photograph of them together. 1967, Priscilla bought a gentleman's watch for $1,500 from Harry Levitch. 1968, Elvis was working on The Trouble with Girls. In fact, it was post-production by this stage. 1970, here we go. This is a good one. Elvis returned to Graceland with presents for Priscilla and Lisa Marie and told them what had happened over the last few days. We know what happened over the last few days. Yeah. He met with President Nixon. Wrote him a letter, said, can I come and see you? And Richard Nixon cleared a half hour or so to meet Elvis Presley. And Elvis had brought along photographs of Lisa and Priscilla to show him. And there he is. And that's the very, very famous photograph, which is one of the most requested photographs in the National Archives. Him shaking hands with President Nixon. Right. Shall we do the Song of the Week? We will do the Song of the Week. And also what I was going to say was I just wanted to update everybody what's going to be happening on this channel over the next few days. This is actually the last live broadcast I'll be doing until Sunday, the 2nd of January. Okay, no more live shows until the 2nd of January when we start all over again with the next movie, the new round of Fan of the Month quiz, and maybe a few more ideas that I've got up my sleeve for the next year, 2022. I will probably be working on a video though during those 10 days, and I will post it sometime after Christmas, between Christmas and the New Year. So I won't leave you completely and utterly stranded. There will be, as I say, a new video, but I won't be doing any live shows until Sunday, the 2nd of January, 2022. Okay, now my Song of the Week. Let's have a look. Song of the Week was written by Bob Roberts and Ruth Batchelor, recorded on October the 26th and 27th, 1961. Yes, it's King of the Whole Wide World. On Thursday, 26th, they did 31 takes before moving on to a whistling tune. Then the next day they did another 4 takes at the very end of the session. I've chosen takes 1 and 2 from the very beginning of the 26th of October session. So this is the very, very first thing they recorded when Elvis went into radio recorders. Take 1 is complete, but take 2 is incomplete due to Elvis cracking up laughing. It's an interesting listen as you get to hear the song in its very raw early stages. I'll put a link below for you to click on, and it will take you straight to it. I'll also link the complete session of 32 takes as well if you are interested in hearing the complete evolution of the song from beginning to end. As I say, below, you can either just listen to takes 1 and 2, or you can listen to all 32 takes. I'll do that about 5 minutes after the end of this video. We have to announce the winner of Fan of the Month. No, I won't. Actually, do you know what? I'll do actually Pick of the Week first. Pick of the Week is this one from Kid Galahad. For everybody like myself that is a big, big fan of Joan. I'd love to actually speak to Joan actually for this channel, but I don't see a good solid way of getting in touch with Joan anymore. Now Joan would be in her 80s, of course, so maybe she doesn't want to be contacted anymore. So that was my pick of the photographs from the stills from Kid Galahad. A lovely, lovely Joan and Elvis. Right, winner, Fan of the Month. Now, it was quite close. I'll just read out some names that actually got questions right over the month. Juan Lorenzo, Duncan Campbell. Duncan, you had a really, really good run. In fact, you ran the winner very close, actually, Duncan. Susan McIntosh, Norzette 45, Lou Dane. We also have Keith McPhillips, Ruth Daniel. But the winner is, and I've really got to give you a drum roll, is Dan O'Malley. And Dan, I actually see your name on the comments. So if you can send me your address, your full address, I will get that off to you. In fact, Dave will get it off to you in the new year. So that's for... Congratulations, Dan. And I hope you enjoy the book. We held off actually showing a picture of the book because when you get it, it will be a nice surprise. Mark says, pick me, pick me, pick me. Well, there will be occasions where, Steve, how about Mindy Miller as a guest? Yes, that's a good idea. There will be occasions where you won't have to get any questions right in the quiz to win an Elvis giveaway. It will be like Jill Brett. Jill just gave me her name, address and telephone number. I rang her live on the show and she won the Elvis Back in Nashville set. So there's the winner, Dan. And Dan says, wow, congratulations, Dan. I don't know where you're based, Dan, but we'll get that off to you in the post. Actually, O'Malley sounds like, well, it actually doesn't sound like, it is an Irish name. So I'm just wondering, Dan, whether you are in Ireland. Maybe you'd like to just comment where you're from or where you're residing. Luckily, she picked up again. Yes, the cat. That's right. The story was the cat was sat on the... Not the cat was sat on the mat. The cat was sat on the phone and she couldn't find it. Dan says, I'm buzzing. Yeah, where are you based, Dan? Let's see if we can find out. Ronald Holmes says, way to go, Dan. Congratulations. Earl Walker says, don't remind me, Steve. Yeah, it was funny. Nice job, Dan, says Elvis Austin. I'm just waiting really for Dan now to say where he's... John Paul Ward, I love your channel. Thank you very much, John. Thank you for the support. And it's not my channel, it's your channel. I always say that. My cat's forever doing that. Yeah, sitting on things. If you put the phone on vibrate, it would scare the cat when it rang. Not sure if Dan's going to tell us where he's based. Yeah, Dave says, I'm in London, but my father's side of the family are from Westport, County Mayo. Okay, so you're in London. Okay, great. As I say, drop me your address and so forth, and we'll get that to you post haste in the new year. So are we going to finish with a sing along? Here we go. Okay, so we're nearly at the end. We're nearly at the end of another year. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the support, kind comments, and donations to the channel to keep it afloat. It really does help. If you want to help the channel, you can do so by buying me coffee using the link below. And as I said, I am actually taking a few days off over Christmas, and the next live show will be on Sunday, the 2nd of January. However, I will be posting a video between now and then, so if you want to watch out for that, I'll give you the heads up about it anyway. So until then, please look after yourselves, have a great Christmas and New Year, and I hope to see you again on the 2nd of January. I hope you're all joining in at home with this. I can actually hear Maxine doing a dance and singing along. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Merry Christmas, everybody, and look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the new year.